Today I'm here with the Dubai Hills team, probably the hottest team in the office right now. So we're here with Adam, Mr. Dubai Hills. Everyone knows Adam. He's very kind of present on socials. Josh, who's kind of leading the way in Dubai Hills at the minute for us and newly promoted. And then Meg. So Meg's, basically taking over Sidra, aren't you?
Try.
Welcome, guys. So where would we say like the market's at now in Dubai Hills, if we were to look at it as a whole?
I think it's probably very much an end user market at a minute.
Yeah.
Like from the stuff that we're doing between us three, like everyone that's selling is like the investors that have made their money, and then everyone's buying is probably end users, families looking to move into the community because of the amenities that it offers. Everyone I'm dealing with at the minute is families looking to live here.
Yeah.
I don't really have many investors, maybe for the collectives and like the smaller one beds, where you can still make a bit of money.
I was going to say, you guys are mainly villa agents, aren't you? Yeah. So you've kind of transitioned from apartments, but what would you think to that?
I was going to say on that, you could argue that the prices of Maple in particular are still flying up, aren't they? So that's the thing, the returns are still so good. And it's a very safe investment.
Yeah, it's a safe investment.
What have you sold last month? Because you've done, I think, 3-4 Maples last month. So what would you say, like transaction-wise, what we're looking at now?
I think it's very much where like people come into the market, a lot of them inquire on my cheaper listings, and then they'll end up spending a bit more. They'll end up pushing their budget up to get the best units.
Yeah.
So like I've seen a lot of transactions being the high end rather than like the middle transactions aren't happening a lot. So you get like...
They're paying for the quality.
They're paying for like the bigger plot, like upgrades, because people are going to live there for 5 or 10 years now. They're like, right, if I'm going to spend 6 million, I might as well spend 6.5 to get something that's an extra 1,000 square foot of plot. I can do a lot more in the garden. Do you know what I mean?
So I think you've got like that as an entry point for a lot of people, and then they move on. So they might go Sidra, Golf Grove, Club Villas. Like it's a good starting point, isn't it? For
the community's like that as well. You've got massive step up. So like from a lot of people go from Maple to Sidra, then Sidra to Golf Place. It happens quite a lot.
I think where we're seeing so many end users, there is a big difference now. The well-located units, the bigger plot units are selling so much easier.
Yeah, really easy. 2 in Maple sold last week that were like unprecedented prices they haven't seen. So 4 beds, corner unit, 6. I sold one for 6.625, wow, which is a new record. And then another one sold for 6.575. Do you know what I mean? It's like crazy prices. It's like
so just to take me back, like if I was to buy that off plan from Emar at launch, what would that have been back in the day?
I would imagine it was probably like 2.5 million.
Yeah.
But they were launching handed over in 2020. They were launching probably 2018. So it's just as COVID, wasn't it? 2018. Yeah, they launched at a bad time. So
when I came here, there used to be stock. Like you'd be able to go and walk into Emar or buy a Maple off quite easily, and now you'd be like, never going to happen. The launch just sell out on the first day.
Yeah.
I think like with the market prices as well, it is stabilised, and I find in Sidra, I don't know if Maple is a bit more like sort of continuing to grow, but Meg, you probably agree with this, like the record deals are few and far between, I find, with the Sidras now, and if you get one at standard market price, like it'll fly out because that is what everyone mostly wants. But I think like back in the day, people did expect when they might have bought an OP, they might have bought it like 4 or 5 mil on an E3, for example. They're now at like 10.2. Like, how much further can it actually go? Do you know what I mean?
It's interesting you say that. I mean, you're looking at sellers that have bought huge equity in the property now, and they're kind of sat on a 10 mil, maybe more. This month, we've probably seen it more than any month before. Equity release. So how would you say, I think you've had a few examples of that.
Yeah, so a lot of people have just bought back in the day. They've seen that growth, which they maybe didn't expect, and they're just basically making better use of it while the market's strong. So what you can do is, obviously, you can pull out the equity, use it for renovations or an onward purchase, and then obviously a lot of people are using that onward purchase as an investment where the net rent covers the extra mortgage costs. Basically sitting at the end of the mortgage, they're going to have a second property cash owned, which is obviously like a no-brainer for a lot of people who probably didn't think they would ever be in that.
No additional cost really, is it? So you get a whole new property basically, for no extra monthly costs.
Pretty much, yeah, which is kind of new to this market. It's quite popular like in the UK and Europe, but certainly for Dubai, I think this is quite a new thing, and a lot of our homeowners are sort of capitalising.
Yeah, no, it's an interesting conversation point, because before it's just not really a thing. Finance over here, it's never really been present. Cash buyers have been the predominant buyers in the market. So
For us as well, like obviously at this moment, going with the mortgages, launching Strada Mortgages, I think it's perfect time because we've got like the backing of SPF, which are obviously strong in the market as well. So for our clients, like we can offer that. Which you know a lot of people can't.
So Meg, if I was to ask you, if I was a new client coming to the market now, and I was looking to buy or rent in Dubai Hills, what do you think sets Dubai Hills apart from every other dealership?
There's so many things. I think now it's obviously so mature. The facilities here, you've got everything you need in Dubai Hills, and location. I think at the moment we're seeing the chaos of trying to get anywhere. If you're in Dubai Hills, there's schools around, you've got hospital, mall, you've got everything you need without having to leave Dubai Hills, which I think is it's such a blessing at the moment. And to not have to get around the Dubai traffic, I think that's obviously a huge selling point. So many owners that I speak to are like, well, if I sell, where do I go? Like, there's, do you know what I mean? They're like, there's so many so many owners in Dubai Hills that are like, I'm not selling because there is nowhere else to go. Like, I can't get this life anywhere else in Dubai. If I move anywhere, I'm sacrificing something.
Because I guess now for you, so you're mainly focused on Sidra now.
Yeah.
So from Sidra, the next step up's Hillcrest, is it? Golf Place, which is quite a jump.
It's quite a jump, and a lot of people in Sidra as well love the location of Sidra. Golf Place, I mean, it's not far, but in everyone's eyes in Dubai, that little extra drive is ag. So I think, honestly, the amount of people I speak to that live there that are just like, you can't beat it. Yeah, I'd say that's why so many people are picking Dubai Hills. And that's where I would argue, we say that the prices are getting stagnant, but there's such a limited supply in Dubai Hills. And if you do go elsewhere, you are sacrificing something. So I don't think it's going to be...
Considered as well, because they are entry townhouse, entry villa. They do all that sort of unique value where if you want into that community, you are just going to have to pay those prices, aren't you? Which we see people do.
So would you say that the kind of clientele that you're seeing, are you seeing new buyers come into the market? Are you seeing people selling and going through the Maples to Sidras? And in specific, what kind of client, what does the client look like? Are they couples? Are they individuals coming to buy? What nationalities?
Do you know what? It's so varied. Recently, I've sold to British families, Russian families, a single guy that's moving into Sidra. I feel like there's literally, it's so broad. There is no specific type of client that is moving into Sidra. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's very family orientated, and I think it's a fantastic place for families to be. But on a whole, loads of different nationalities, loads of different age ranges, families, non-families. I think
it's not just one. It's not just like Europeans. I thought you'd expect, like, as an English sort of company, you'd get like mainly European clients, but we get clients from all over the place. Everyone always asks me like, what type of demographic live in like Maple, and I'm like, genuinely, is everyone? Like, there's a lot
of like Middle Eastern clients as well. I think there's all sorts.
Yeah. It's people from everywhere.
I think, do you know what? We at the minute we seem to be dominating in Dubai Hills across everything, portals, and got a really, really strong team. So I think we'll probably be capturing the whole market as opposed to just kind of focusing on our niche, which would be European, British. But okay, cool. And just to kind of wrap up, moving forward, where do we see the prices? So like, if I was to crystal ball, look in, going into next year, maybe this time next year, where do we see prices of Sidra, Maple, apartments? Do you see appreciation still?
I think they will keep appreciating, and we are now seeing people start to renovate.
Okay.
So it's kind of...
They're getting a bit tired now, aren't they?
They're getting a bit tired. So people are walking in and they're thinking, you know, the location, everything's amazing, but this is a bit tired. So people are now renovating and creating, obviously, gorgeous villas. So then it brings a whole new... a buyer in there, wants that luxury. They can now find that in Sidra as well, with something that's...
Especially people don't have the time to do it. They don't want to do a renovation themselves.
I also feel like because there's not that much supply of standard, they're almost being forced to do that as well. And I think that the price per square foot on those renovated units can go silly, you know what I mean? So there is massive scope, I would say, for it to grow. It's just how much the standard ones can keep going.
We don't really get that in Maple at the minute, because I think like with Sidra, you can buy a standard unit, let's say for a 3-bed, for example. You've seen transactions at 12 million now for 3 beds. And you can buy them standard at like 8.3 to 8.5. when you put $1 million to 1.5 million into it, you're making quite a lot of profit. In Maple, there's not really been many transactions yet, but like, look at the Springs. Like, that's all the Springs is now, really, is renovated units on the market. There's not any evidence that there's going to be massive growth, but there will be. Of course there will be, because there's always going to be buyers in the central areas. And Maple, I've got one that's just been done now, literally coming, that's going to be asking nearly Sidra money, fully renovated unit in Maple in one of the best locations. But it will sell because it's unique, it's in a good area. Like, there'd just be a massive market for it, I think. If you can't quite get to Sidra, then what's your next step? If you like the location, you're going to have to buy a fully upgraded Maple.
It's also quite important at the time we're in, I would say, in the Wales, because we've got like all of that supply coming to the market with all the apartments. Obviously, what's that going to do to the total market of Dubai Hills? And then you've also got like Gulf Place 2, Palm Hills, Lamborghini, like all these new villa communities which have just landed almost at the same time as well. It's like,
What you see them jump into there, or
is that like having a short-term sort of dip in the market before
what
there's
do
a
you
lot of
think?
supply?
Can you hit everything in the news now? Dubai Hills, I think every agent's jumping on it to push the content, but Dubai Hills oversupplying apartments. Do you think that's valid? Do you think it's...
I would imagine it probably will be when they will hand over at a similar time, because there's quite it's difficult
Quite
to say,
staggered though,
isn't it?
isn't it, to be
No,
fair?
I think they're good at staggering the handovers. We find people kind of panic when a building first hands over. Everyone panics. They're like, it's not rented. It's a whole vacant building. Just hang on.
It's
Like,
short-term metal
You've
market,
got
isn't
to
it?
be a bit patient with it. Haven't
got to
you?
be patient,
Yeah,
I think. And then
fortunately.
once it's almost fully occupied, the prices start flying up, and then they'll hand over the next building, and the same thing will happen again. You know, they know what they're doing. They're not going to chuck an oversupply into
You've got
Dubai
like
Hills.
4
which one
years of
most-
handovers to wait still, haven't you? So it is staggered.
I think Chloe's trying to agree a deal at the minute. Is it Lime Gardens? And it's literally, it's all paid, but you just wait for the handover, and it's like the client wants to take it, a mortgage client, and we're just waiting for the notice. And it's like, the EMOR are very clever at doing that, and it's...
They've finished the 3 of them and they're just waiting. Like you say, they're just doing one at a time.
I think they do a certain amount of floors at a time, don't they, for handovers and snagging and stuff like that. So they are quite good at that. But there is quite a lot of buildings coming.
What
I think they'll be fine.
the potential like traffic that it's going to cause, something a little bit controversial, but
I mean, there's like zero traffic in Dubai Hills at the moment, so it's going to have to go some, isn't it?
there is. But like I've seen a couple of times recently, and I'm thinking, oh, like literally last night, left the office on the back here as we're going back here. It was
I think that's more
ages.
so that road there going into the industrial estate, it gets blocked up quite bad. But then they'll do something about it.
They'll have to do something.
They're brilliant. They'll do something about it.
I'm
They're
just
literally
getting a
working
little
their
bit
way
off
down.
clients, you see, who are like, all these towers are handing over, like what's going to happen with the road? Like it is a concern, I guess, but I just always push back with like the aren't soft, they know what they're doing, they'll fix a road up. Like
There's also
plans to do the
plans
roads.
for the new road going out past King's Hospital, isn't there? That's going to link up to like Sakim and then to the motorway.
Or Suites as well, where up towards the new plots where
Yeah, so there'll be a few new roads. I think the traffic's absolutely fine. I don't think there's any issues with that at a minute.
It's interesting to see, isn't it? Because like as communities grow, like these issues are going to come. But like I think so far we've seen that the government will put roads in, make alternatives, and it makes it easy. We might have some tunnels, you never know. By the sounds of it. So good overall. Dubai is in a good place. Yeah.
Great place. Very good.
Brilliant. Okay, cool. Well, we'll wrap it up there. So thank you for tuning in. So this podcast, really kind of engaging podcast. Very much enjoyed that. Thank you, guys. Please make sure you like, subscribe, follow this journey. We're going to do this every single month. So yeah, thanks very much, guys.